This evening, we present our first ever Person of the Week. General Nursing Council installs new board. Jagdeo calls piracy attack in Suriname a terrorist attack. In the region, Brazil oil company Petrobras records profits amid scandal. And internationally, the UN warns of a new outbreak of the Ebola virus.
From Safe TV headquarters in South Rival Gardens, this is Safe TV Headline News with George Gonzalez.
Today is Wednesday, May the 9th, 2018, and this edition of Headline News is now being streamed live on our Facebook page as well as our YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us. Today, the General Nursing Council of Guyana installed the newest members of the board. Here's more. Nurses are the backbone of the healthcare sector. Their role goes beyond assisting doctors. The care they administer often makes the difference between life and death for most patients. To ensure that patients receive the best care possible in the nation, the General Nursing Council of Guyana was formed. The council's role is multifaceted, as their registrar explains.
Council responsible for conducting examinations for registration of nurses, midwives, and nursing assistants, establishing and improving standards of education and practice, maintaining the professional register, determining entry requirements for programs of study leading to admission to the register, evaluating applications forms from nurses, midwives, and nursing assistants trained overseas who are seeking admission to the register.
Today marked the installation of a new board of the Nursing Council. The 15 persons selected for the job have numerous years of experience in the medical field. The Ministry of Public Health appreciates this experience and knowledge, as it will help the ministry to achieve its objective.
Ministry's primary objective is to advance nursing education in Guyana and to ensure that we can produce a core of quality and competent nurses, and that healthcare professionals in our nation can also enjoy the highest quality of healthcare and be among the healthiest in the Caribbean and the Americas.
When it comes to decisions, counselors are expected to be tough but fair. With this in mind, Minister Lawrence also called on them to temper the expectations of nurses as well as patients.
I want to ask you to make use of the rules and the regulations, but don't do it as a schoolmaster or school mistress. Do it and take into consideration where we are at. We're not a first world country. And too many times people expect first world service from us. We are building, and as we build, and with your input, we're going to reach there.
With the support of the Ministry of Public Health, this board of directors for the General Nursing Council of Guyana seeks to ensure that Guyanese nationwide will receive the best health care available. The woman accused of attempting to burn down White Castle Fish Shop on Hadfield Street faced the magistrate's court today. Here's Esther Sobers.
After being accused of setting the popular White Castle Fish Shop building on fire, the reputed wife of the owner, Jermaine Langevine, made her first court appearance at the Georgetown Magistrate Court for arson. Alexio Kaiser appeared before Magistrate Fabio Azor and pleaded not guilty to setting the business place ablaze. The early Saturday morning fire left millions of dollars in damages, which forced Langevine to relocate to the nearby avenue of Hadfield Street. It was also alleged that after the woman could not make contact with Langevine, she turned up at Langevine's business place with a gas cylinder and started to set the building on fire. The damages of the building amounted to $8.3 million and also damaged appliances owned by Jermaine Langevine, worth in excess of $4.1 million. Kezier was granted the sum of $250,000 and was ordered to return to court on May 30th. For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. The leader of the opposition criticizes the government's response to the Suriname piracy attack. Here's Wendell Jeffrey with more.
They never took any of the things that they will take in a routine hijacking. The purpose of going out there seemed to be a sole one, that is to kill people. The hijackers chop people about their body and they pour burning oil on them. And then at the end of this, while they were still alive, at the end of it, tied their batteries to their feet and threw some of them overboard.
George, today at the headquarters of the opposition, the office of the opposition, Barry Jack Dio here on Church Street, the opposition leader, former president, had his weekly press conference, and he began the press conference by addressing the issue in Suriname there with the pirate attacks. And he said that they have concluded as a party that this was nothing less than terrorism.
This issue will affect not just those who have been killed so brutally in an act of terrorism. I can't find other words to describe this, but an act of terrorism.
The former president said that he met with hundreds of Guyanese over there and he listened to their concerns. He offered sympathy on behalf of the party, and indeed he said that the sympathies were extended on behalf of all Guyana. He said that they share the pain and the concerns that the family have of those who were attacked in that pirate situation.
I wish to once again express what we have done in the past, that is through a party press statement, our sympathies with all of the families, the relatives, the people who have been affected.
In his capacity as the opposition leader, he said that he does not think that this current administration, the Guyana administration, is seeing this situation as a priority. He says it is obvious that they have not taken this situation seriously, and that is based on some comments that were made by members of this administration.
I would have expected that once the president described this as a massacre, then the entire government will treat this issue as a priority.
The former president says that he feels for the Guyanese who have moved to Suriname so that they could fish legally in the Suriname waters. He said that they were getting a problem when they were living in Guyana and fishing in Suriname waters, and so they have since moved to Suriname so that they can fish in the waters of Suriname legally. He says that with the pirate attack, or this, what he said is a terrorist attack, the folks are now afraid to go fishing.
The issue is that a lot of the Guyanese who were fishing in Surinamese water historically, they could not get permits to work in Suriname. And so many of them migrated, and so most of the fishing in Suriname now is done by Guyanese. So it will affect the economy of Suriname, but it will affect us too. That's from an economic perspective, but this is a tragedy.
George, in this matter, the former president said that the Guyana government needs to pay more serious attention to what is happening there in Suriname, and that they need to formally address the Guyanese people and update the Guyanese people on this matter.
Thanks, Wendell. Don't go away. Coming up after the break, new med school eyes expansion, and we bring you this week's edition of Headline News Person of the Week. But first, here's today's foreign currency exchange rate. For the latest in news from Guyana, the region, and beyond, visit our website, headlinenewsguyana.com.
It's always fresh, tasty, enticing, and the best in town, served hot from our experienced chefs. Come and enjoy our daily meals with a wide and delicious menu to choose from, also a wide variety of pastries and dessert. We can also host your luncheons, cocktails, parties, and formal gathering. For reservation, call 225-1730, 225-0038, and delivery 225-0195 or 225-0159. The New Thriving Chinese Restaurant, 32 Main Street, Georgetown.
For all your floor covering needs, Kissoon's has you covered. From wall-to-wall carpets, runners, rugs in all sizes and designs, mats for all entranceways, vinyl and rubber tiles too. And with our vast stock and knowledge, you're guaranteed to find your floor covering solution with us. We provide free estimates, and did I mention we install too? Like I said, we've got you covered. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 60 years.
Mom, what are you doing with GPL on your list?
Child, you forgot I have to pay GPL?
You got time with GPL?
I have to keep these lights on. The customers who think in that manner and refuse to honor their obligation to GPL are obviously not playing their part in ensuring quality service delivery. So, I will continue to pay my GPL bill on time, every time.
I recognize the value of your point, Mom. You were right.
Welcome back. Lincoln American University may be one of the newest med schools in the nation, but they have already set their eyes on becoming the largest med school in the Caribbean. Lincoln American University is one of the newest medical schools in Guyana. It was founded in 2016. Despite being so new, they are already accredited by the National Accreditation Council of Guyana, the World Health Organization, and UNESCO. Now they have their sights set on expansion.
We are currently negotiating for a piece of land on which we hope to build a campus, which includes dormitories and a hospital, a supermarket, administrative block, and classrooms.
Lincoln American University offers bachelor's, master's, and doctorate degrees in the field of medical science. The university also works in the field of practical demonstration for medicine courses. In fact, they already have students going through rotations at the Georgetown Public Hospital. But the opportunities for experience will soon go beyond Georgetown.
This week only, we are having discussions with some overseas hospitals where we will send our clinical students for rotation in Chicago and Michigan.
The school is currently located in Kingston on Barak Street. Nonetheless, they hope to be the largest medical school in the Caribbean by 2025. Opposition leader Bur Jagdeo expresses anger over the charges laid against Dr. Ashni Singh and Winston Brassington. Here's Wendell Jeffrey with more.
It's not shocking, it's not a revelation. It was expected. APNU is operating according to plan. So, in the pre-election period, Granger and many others declared their intention, and led by the Kaichur News too, that we must jail Brassington, Ashni Singh, Jagdeo, a whole list of people for acts of corruption. Almost every speaker routinely got up and spoke about jailing them. The government, as soon as it got into office, embarked on a process that they believe would result in this outcome. The audits did not generate the evidence that they thought was there. So they made a promise already to their supporters. In the face of this, they have to pursue this allegation at all costs, this outcome that they promised, their business. This must be an act, this will be an act that will drive fear not just in where anybody, public servants, but in the business class of this country. And they have to be justified about that fear, because this government can intervene anywhere to get you placed before the court.
The former president said that the bail, the $6 million per person bail, was excessive. He said that even what the prosecutor used as a guide, which is to say that the defendants are persons of means, was not a legal term. He questioned how the prosecutor would know what kind of access, access to means these guys have. And as he brought this aspect of the charges being laid against the two men to a close, he noted that he suspects that these charges, additional charges will come. He said that they will increase in frequency, if only because the current administration promised while on the political campaign trail that they would be bringing these charges against members of the PPP and former members of the government. And so he said he told his ministers to be aware because these charges will be coming and they need to ready themselves.
We expect more of this. This will happen with increasing frequency. I've said this to all of our MPs, that long before the elections are held, they will do this to a number of other people because they're interested in destroying reputations, and they're hoping maybe they can influence somebody to get convictions so that some of our people can't, be part of the list, etc.
There were some other things that the former president spoke about, but we will discuss them in subsequent broadcasts. Back to you.
Thanks, Wendell. There are many people in Guyana who go unrecognized for their inspiring lives and exceptional service to their community. We here at Channel 2 Headline News believe their story should be shared. Today, we unveil our first edition of Headline News Person of the Week. Here's Esther Sobers.
We have in studio for our first edition of Person of the Week, Ms. Gwendolyn Williams. Mrs. Gwendolyn Williams, thank you so much for coming here, and you are such a special person. That's why you're Channel 2 Headline News Person of the Week. So let's start by you telling us a bit about yourself.
I was raised, I would say, in England by my aunt, and I always wanted to be a nurse, so I was always nagging my dad. And he said, if your brother goes with you, then you can go to England. And we went, and I couldn't start because I was too young. So I went to college for a year, I think. And then after I took up nursing and then went through the entire hospital, everything that's done in hospital. And then I decided to give up nursing, and I went into acting.
Miss Williams is the widow of the late Mayor of Georgetown, Robert Williams. She was involved in arranging several fundraiser drives in Guyana and presently prepares snacks for boys at the Demerara Cricket Club.
I fell into hockey, and I would sit and watch the little ones playing cricket, and that really warmed my heart. I was really happy to see they would run if they couldn't hit six because they have these little stumps. See, look at this. And they would run and hug each other. And that brought tears to my eyes. And I said, we have a lot to learn from children.
Along with being involved in a fundraiser, Ms. Williams also played a pivotal role in assisting affected residents of Linden when a freak storm hit the town last year.
And then when they had the storm, he rang and he said, Mom, can you help please? I said, yes. So I rang the persons who normally donate, and I explained what's happening. And I was surprised. It was really good. The persons I rang, some houses were able to be built back, and sinks and clothes and a lot of things.
And if money and time were not an object, what sort of contribution would you give to the world?
My knowledge.
Your knowledge.
My knowledge.
Thank you. Is there anything else you want to leave with us before we wrap up this interview?
No, I want to thank Mr. Victorine, thank Channel 2, because I would listen to the news, and if I hear someone is ill and they're appealing, I would. And Channel 2 never turned me down. And I want to thank you all for giving me the time to raise money to help my fellow Guyanese.
For Channel 2 Headline News, Esther Sobers.
Thanks, Esther. Do you know someone who should be featured on Headline News Person of the Week? Contact us on Facebook or send an email at safetv2hln@gmail.com. Today, the Community Policing Organization hosted the award ceremony for winners of their Spelling Bee. Wendell Jeffrey was there and filed this report.
This country's future depends on what the young people of today will make of tomorrow. And from what I see, it is going to be a wonderful tomorrow.
George, today the offices of the Ministry of Public Security here in Brickdam was hosted the Spelling Bee competition that was organized by the Community Policing Organization, and the children got their awards and their trophies. They also got some books. They had some refreshments also after that the children no doubt appreciated. The minister was clear to point out that policing is a community effort. He stressed that the police alone cannot be involved in policing.
Solving the crimes of the country do not only mean law enforcement. It has to do with how we bring up our kids. It has to do largely with how we take care of our communities.
The minister noted that he went around to some of the competition locations and that he repeated then, and again he did it today, that good readers make good leaders.
And I want you youngsters, please continuously read. You'll become the leaders of tomorrow if you make good readers today. Remember the statement that I made? Good readers make better leaders.
Prizes were awarded in junior and senior categories in the secondary and primary schools. Mr. Dennis Pompey, who coordinated the program, said that at first parents were tentative when they understood that the primary school children were going up against the secondary school students. However, he announced today that the primary school children did better in the essay, in the spelling bee, than the secondary school children.
When we started the competition, there were some reservations that we had secondary school juniors competing with primary school juniors. And I showed the parents, they're laughing today, that their kids from the primary school come out on top.
George, the minister, intends for this to be an annual event. He says that it's going to be more closely allied to the celebration, the independence celebration of the country. He said that some technical problems caused it not to be a part of the independence celebration, but his intention and desire is that next year, for the 43rd anniversary, that the competition would be part of the national program around the time that the country is celebrating its independence.
It is especially significant then that this spelling bee was put in as another activity for the 42nd anniversary. And I would like that to be continuous in relation to 43rd and 44th and so on. Thanks very much, young people.
The minister wants for this to be an annual event. He said he's very excited about this, George.
Thanks, Wendell. After the break, Brazilian oil company Petrobras records profits amidst scandal. And the UN warns of a new outbreak of the Ebola virus. Stay with us. Need a ride around town and beyond? Look no further than Oasis Ride Taxi Service. With affordable prices and some of the best drivers in the business, we've been delivering prompt and reliable service to Guyana for over 16 years. We also offer tours, chauffeur service, and even car rentals. You can call us at 231-5554 or 225-5496. For deals, specials, and more information, find our page on Facebook. Oasis Ride taxi service. Let's go.
The Ministry of Public Health presents Health Expo 2018 under the theme Reaching for a Better Life with Good Health. Starting Wednesday, May 30th to Saturday, June 2nd at the Sophia Exhibition Center. Catch the big opening night ceremony on Wednesday 30th from 17 hours and gates open from 15 hours to 22 hours daily except on Friday, June 1st at 10 a.m. for school children. Enjoy free medical and dental checkups, blood pressure and diabetes testing, nutrition counseling and many more. Admission is absolutely free and the entire family is invited. Don't miss out.
Mom, Mother's Day is coming up, you know.
Yes, I know, and I hope I get something real nice. Last year was great. That'd be lovely.
Sparks an idea.
Yes, what?
Why not let's both head down to clearance and get ourselves some new outfits?
Oh, fantastic. Cheers to that.
Cheers to that indeed. Remember people, the sale happens for 2 days only.
May 11 and 12.
And for all you moms out there, there's a special offer. Buy one, get one free.
On all dresses, jeans, tops and accessories.
Happening right here at Clearance.
Always keeping you in style.
Welcome back. BB Bacchus brings us the regional and international headlines of the day.
On Monday, a 70-year-old Guyanese national was charged with drug possession after police at the Maurice Bishop International Airport in Grenada found cocaine hidden in his motorized wheelchair. Derek Matthews was charged with allegedly having in his possession 2.5 kilograms of cocaine. He was denied bail and remanded to the Richmond Hill prison until May 15th. Grenadian police reports that Matthews was an outgoing passenger at the airport on Saturday when a search was conducted on his motorized wheelchair. The drugs were found to have been hidden under the chair seat. At the time, Matthews was waiting to board an Air Canada flight destined to Toronto, Canada. Brazil's state-controlled oil company Petrobras says profit rose 56% in the first quarter of the year. On Tuesday, Petrobras disclosed that it recorded a net income of 6.96 billion reals or $1.94 billion in January to March period, compared to 4.5 billion reals in the same period last year. Higher oil prices and asset sales contributed to the increase. Petrobras is at the center of a massive corruption investigation known as Operation Car Wash. Investigators say construction companies rigged the bidding process for Petrobras contracts and overcharged the oil company. Politicians and executives received kickbacks and bribes from the padded prices. The company reported a net loss in 2017, largely because of payments to settle lawsuits related to the corruption and outstanding debts. And in international news, 2 new cases of Ebola virus disease have been confirmed in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, prompting the UN Health Agency to immediately scale up its response. The new Ebola cases were identified on Tuesday in a remote area of the country's northwest, near the town of Bikoro near the Congo River. In a statement, the World Health Organization said the 2 positive samples out of the 5 tested overall had come from the Ipongi Health Facility. And finally, following a decision by the United States to withdraw from the 2015 nuclear agreement with Iran, the United Nations Chief Antonio Guterres said he was deeply concerned by the move and called on all parties to preserve the deal. Last night, a representative presented the statement on his behalf at the United Nations Media Room.
The Secretary General is deeply concerned by today's announcement that the United States will be withdrawing from the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action and will begin reinstating U.S. sanctions. The Secretary General has consistently reiterated that the JCPOA represents a major achievement in nuclear nonproliferation and diplomacy. It has also contributed to regional and international peace and security. It is essential that all concerns regarding the implementation of the plan be addressed through the mechanisms established in the JCPOA. Issues not directly related to the JCPOA should be addressed without prejudice to preserving the agreement and its accomplishments. The Secretary General calls on other JCPOA participants to abide fully by their respective commitments under the JCPOA and all other member states to support this agreement. Thank you.
President Donald Trump made the announcement at the White House on Tuesday and immediately afterwards signed a memorandum to begin reinstating economic sanctions on Iran at the highest level. Reporting for Channel 2 Headline News, Bibi Bacchus.
Now for your 7-day weather forecast and bridge retraction schedule. And that's Channel 2 Headline News for this Wednesday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to find Channel 2 Headline News on Facebook, YouTube, and our website, headlinenewsguyana.com. You can also tune in tomorrow morning at 6:30 for a rebroadcast, and Thursday evening at 7 o'clock for more news. For now, I'm George Gonzalez, signing out from this newscast, saying thank you for welcoming us into your homes, and do have a blessed week.